Today I'm going to be doing a showcase of how I made the motorcycle, the Moto Moto BiCycle. So firstly, I want to talk about PureRef. It's a really good program for making collages and just image like layouts. I use it to make atlases from photos. Not too specific either. Up next we have a program called Everything, and it just blows Windows 10 search out of the water. So if you have missing textures in your blend file, you can find them so fast and easily with this search functionality in Windows. It's cool. So this is early stage of making this prop, and this is the engine aspect, and I focused pretty heavily on the engine itself, just because I was curious, because I wanted to see like how kind of like crusty I could make an engine but still have it look relatively nice and believable. So you'd think, you could just take a photo like the engine, this engine I used in the Atlas, like you could take it and just make a billboard and it would look fine. But there's something about the depth that is not conveyed well when doing that. So later on, I add some detailing with just image planes in the in between the cylinders and the two blocks. Yeah, generally it never looked good every time I'd try it, just using an image plane as the motor or engine. So this simple primitive modeling, the box modeling with primitives, and then stretching, squashing, and just making it look right, works really well for me. And then taking my sweet time with each component, texture-wise. And it's completely transformative too. I mean, there is no layout, there's no grid. It's like freestyle hand painting or drawing things. It's kind of just using what's there in a completely transformative way. Like I'm not really using large areas, like for the, yeah. But it does take some, or a pretty defined knowledge of like shadowing and highlights and painting techniques to be good at this. But I prefer this workflow to the standard UV export, painting on UVs, importing and then tweaking as needed. It doesn't really work well for me. I'm more into the active workflow. This is me making some of the geometry. It's very simple, mirrored over. It's nothing complicated and easy to learn. It really does come down to the texture work and how smartly you use the faces you've got. Yeah, I didn't want to make this super detailed or to look super detailed. I just wanted it to have a certain style that I envisioned for the project, to have all my props kind of look or feel like this. Was I successful in that? I don't know. But this is something I would consider as a hero prop. So I'm making this prop to serve as a guideline for me during the project to, it's almost like a basis or a baseline for how I want like mid or like large props to look. And so I can take these techniques in this workflow and simplify aspects of it and apply it to everything in my scenes that I model. So there's a consistent visual scheme to the project. And those small differences, or the small details, like do matter to create cohesion and I wouldn't necessarily call it believable, but I would call it a convincing spaces. Yeah, transparencies are super helpful for like, just getting like the spokes, but other areas, and it has applications everywhere. So like, you just take a mask and you make a texture of metal or something transparent in only the areas that the alpha reaches. This is how it turned out. Super happy with it, and we had Len working on it in World 4 video, the first one of the series I have pursued. This is not the best environmental lighting to show it. Usually you want some neutral, a neutral background. I don't know what I was thinking, but like to best showcase, I mean. But yeah, this approach and workflow, it suits me and my brain. It's more active manipulation on the model itself, and it's not really, it's not, you're not painting the UVs, but it's kind of just like a fun puzzle, and like it takes iteration to get it looking right. And I don't know, I just find it refreshing compared to like digital painting. Digital painting's great, it's fun, but for 3D I kind of like just the idea of like taking crappy photos and like totally transforming into something else, and just like taking the pixels and the shading that I need, and just kind of just putting it in the places where it wasn't or shouldn't be, but makes sense in this context. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next vidoc.